everyone! What are we doing here today?
This is the first episode of an exciting new series, Badges of Bloodborne, from the creators of Runes of Bloodborne and Notes of Sekiro.
And which badge are we talking about today?
Well, we're doing this live, and the chat have requested the Cosmic Eye Watcher badge.
Woo! Hype!
I believe you have an outline.
Let's start with the name of the badge.
Cosmic Eye Watcher badge. Is that good enough?
Okay. Describe the drawing on the badge and tell us what it represents.
Well, the badge is shaped like an eye, and the pupil/iris area of the eye is like a map of the stars with all these like planets and like clouds of nebula and stuff in the background.
So it's the cosmos.
Yes.
The sky and the cosmos. Oh my god! Oh my god! Richie! Richie!
Yes.
The sky. Sky.
Yeah.
Eye.
Yeah.
Sky. You can't have sky without
Yeah.
eye. And this is an eye badge with the cosmos in it.
Yes. Yeah. And it says in the description the eye signifies the very cosmos.
Okay, but do you get what I'm saying? It's like
Yes.
sky is part of the word sky, like phonetically.
Phonetically, yeah.
Unless in ancient English it would spell sky. Let's see. S-K-E-Y-E. Think I'm onto something. Okay. Urban Dictionary says
Oh, God.
sky, S-K-E-Y-E, is to elevate one's mood or status to level of epic proportion. How does that tie in with the badge? Well, elevated. The sky, the cosmos is elevated.
Yep.
That is why it is the sky badge. Maybe it's a badge they like wore to parties and it means we're really, really cool.
You want to know something?
Okay, yeah.
I was having this exact conversation, but seriously, with someone like a few days ago. Because she was writing like a fanfic about a choir member, and we were discussing like how the choir would socialize.
Mm-hmm. Well, you know how in the upper cathedral word something is burning or there's smoke? Right?
Yep.
Do you know why?
Why?
The roof is on fire! It all comes together!
Oh. Okay. So, yep, 50 minutes in, and the word sky.
Okay, so, we are describing the drawing on the badge and trying to see what it represents.
Like, the outer part of the badge is like some sort of metal.
Mm-hmm.
But then the center thing, the eye, the like swirling cosmos design, that could be just an image. But it could also be like an actual sort of swirling design. Like it could be some sort of like crystal, like like a mirror that you look through it.
Mm-hmm.
It kind of looks it looks to me like a cheap like mood ring you would get at like a dollar store.
I had one of those when I was younger.
Yeah.
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 Okay.
Yes.
I'm having a thought in my head, but it's not formed yet. It's like foggy and it's coming together slowly.
You're like Adeline.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly it.
Yeah.
Something about the parties, the roof being on fire, the mood rings, like something is forming. I don't know what. But
Yeah.
something is.
My guide, I see your voice.
Could you please read the description in your best potty voice?
Very sad badge of a member of the choir, sad elites of the tragic healing church. The sad eye signifies the sad cosmos and is probably crying. The choir, who are sad and tragic, stumbled upon a very sad epiphany. Sadly and quite by accident, brackets tragic. Here we stand, feet planted in the earth, feeling sad. But might the tragic and sad cosmos be above us? Also, Sinclair is the firstborn.
Thank you, Richie. Now, what does the badge do? What's its function and effect?
Well, like every single badge in the game, its function is that it unlocks things from the bath in the hunter's dream. They all do this. I don't know why this is a question, because the answer is going to be the same every single time.
Thank you, Richie. Do you hear this?
Yeah, I did. I don't know what it was.
Is this a saxophone?
It sounds like someone's put a tissue on a comb and they're blowing into it, so it goes. Where is this coming from?
Outside?
It's just someone outside the window with a saxophone. Have you moved to the jazz district? Is it a winter lantern that plays the saxophone?
Okay. So,
Okay.
what item does this badge unlock?
The Cosmic Eye Watcher badge unlocks Beast Blood pellets, blue elixirs, poison knives, the Rosmarinus, sedatives, and twin bloodstone shards.
Why?
Because those are all things connected with the choir and the elites of the healing church.
Richie,
Yes.
can you please tell us why some of the items are significant?
The most significant item that it unlocks is the Beast Blood pellet. Because the game is kind of cagey about, like, where Beast Blood pellets come from. Because you find them, like, on corpses, and you get them from the beggar and everything. But it's not really clear where they're coming from, and it says, like, the healing church banned them because of their unclear origin. So what happens is when you get the Cosmic Eye Watcher badge, suddenly you get the ability to buy Beast Blood pellets. Which is like it's hinted at in other places, but this is like the confirmation that, yeah, the healing church are the source of the Beast Blood pellets. And that's they further do that in the DLC, because you can find a room in the research hall where they're explicitly like making them. But prior to that, this was like the big, like, okay, it's explicitly coming from them.
Right.
Yeah. So all those places you find Beast Blood, that's because the Healing Church have been like seeding it there through those guys dressed as the beggars.
Thank you, Richie. What faction is the Cosmic Eye Watcher badge associated with?
Well, I think it's the choir. Because it says badge of a member of the choir, and you find it where the choir are, and it unlocks things associated with the choir.
San was wondering, What does it mean the cosmos was right above our heads?
Good question. The choir are all about like connecting to the sort of the metaphysical world beyond the waking world by like tuning themselves into the stars. So like at the research hall, they were all taking the water into their heads and trying to commune with the great ones via the sound of the water and the ocean in their minds. And then when that's scrapped and they form the choir, instead of connecting with the water and the ocean in their heads, they connect with the sky and the stars and the planets in the sky. And that's why you have like the black sky eye that like it's an eye, but inside it is the cosmos. And there's like a call beyond, which is them like focusing their mental energy and somehow harnessing a star that was exploding and stuff like that. So that's what it means. It's like connect with the stars. Like the truth is in the stars.
And John James mentioned that some of the badges were basically made before others, right?
It'd have to be newish because the choir are a newish thing. Like the choir, it seems like they were adopted as orphans when the church was founded. And they only became adults like shortly before the game kind of began. So they've probably only been like had their own badges and everything for like maybe like 5 years, maybe 10 years. Like that's we've talked about this before, but that's the like the way that you sort of figure out the timeline, because it says that the church adopted a bunch of orphans, as in orphan children, and they form the choir. And when you meet members of the choir, they're like, they all look like they're about like in their early to mid 20s. Like Yuri and Edgar and Impostia Sefka, if you think she's part of the choir. So like they were children at like the beginning of the Healing Church. Yeah.
So Richie, while we're on the topic, could you just briefly tell us what the choir is?
Well, what happened was that like after the Lawrence and his buddies left Bergenworth to form the Healing Church, they wanted to make their own Bergenworth, their own like research area. So they found a bunch of orphans and they raised them to be like, it's like they raised them to be like the brains trust of the church. They sort of put them through this like weird sort of schooling program designed to create geniuses. And that's like the idea is they would create a new generation of like genius sort of scholars to rival Bergenworth. So that's what Upper Cathedral Ward was. It was like an orphanage where people think that like the Celeste, then when you get like the orphanage king as the emissary boss, that it's like, oh, that the Celestials were made out of orphans. Like, no, it's called the orphanage because the church adopted orphans and raised them in that building. And like it was like a boarding school. It was like Hogwarts sort of thing, like teaching them all of these things, so that when they came of age, they would be able to lead the church. Oh, hang on, Simon, asking about like, what does it mean the cosmos is above, and like, do they have like, are they actually going into space and like stuff like that? They astral projected at some point into space, like it says so, because that's what a call beyond is. The idea is like they all used the phantasms to like enter some sort of weird trance, and then they like were able to all tune into it was like a star that was exploding. So when you use a call beyond, you're like, the black sky eye is the same. You're actually creating a portal that is sucking something out of space and spinning it out where you are. So like the black sky eye, the idea is that eye is actually like, it's like a wormhole that leads into space. So when you use that, you hold the eye up, and an actual meteorite from space is sucked through the eye and shoots out in front of you. And like Rom and the living failures do the same thing. They like create they do something in the sky, and then like all this like stuff from space starts falling out of it. They're actually creating they're creating like a portal that's pulling all the stuff through. And a call beyond is that, and it's pulling through like it says it's like the energy from an exploding star. So you're getting like a little piece of like a supernova is shooting out of you. So like this space and everything, like it is physically there. They're actually pulling stuff out of it.
Okay, thank you, Richie.
Yeah.
Richie,
Yes.
what is the location of the badge? Where is it? How do we find it? And who has it?
The badge is found on a corpse in Upper Cathedral Ward. It's in a little hallway off to the side of the large kind of atrium area that connects to like out the front of Upper Cathedral Ward, but you need the orphanage key to open it. It's where the chandelier is, and there's the scourge beast hanging from the chandelier.
So, who did the badge belong to before we took it?
Presumably the dead person that you find it on.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's possible that it was dropped, but I think it is supposed to be that person's badge.
And how many of these badges do you find around?
Exactly one, like all the badges.
So, does it mean a few members of the choir have a badge each and you just don't find them?
I think it's
or
that,
is there only one?
Oh, it says it's the badge of a member of the choir. So presumably they all had it.
What if he's the only one that had it?
Yeah, that's why he was killed. The brainsucker was jealous.
Yeah, maybe. So the brain sucker is where that body is.
Yes,
right?
yes.
So yeah, maybe he did kill him for the badge.
Another Inspector Sinclair mystery.
Okay, thank you. And you said so. Okay, so you pick up the badge.
Yes.
And then you go to the hunter's dream.
Yes.
And that's when a messenger appears in the bath.
Yes.
Which bath?
The one that you buy, like, everything with echoes from. The one that doesn't use insight. The only one that messengers, like, change in. It adds a messenger at the very back of the bath who is, like, on the same as, like, directly behind, like, the default messenger that's there that's, like, rubbing his hands together. The messenger it adds is directly behind that messenger, and they're clapping. They're, like, clapping. They have their hands above their head, and they're clapping, like, hey, come over here. We've got beast blood and poison knives.
Maybe it's clapping because it's a Reborn podcast.
It's possible. Let's ask Miyazaki. His response is bracket, laughs, close bracket. That's one possible interpretation, but I would like players to figure it out for themselves. Laughs. When players enjoy my games, it makes me happy.
Okay. Thank you, Richie. What is the name of that messenger?
Greg.
Okay. What are some of Greg's hobbies?
Hanging around in a bath.
What's Greg's favorite Netflix original?
The live action Reborn. Coming 2020.
What does Greg sound like?
This isn't part of the outline.
You knew it was coming, Richie. What does crack sound like?
Hey, get over here!
Thank you, Richie. So now it's time to look at the text more closely. Could you read the first line?
Badge of a member of the choir, elites of the healing church.
What does that tell us?
Well, it tells us that this badge belongs to a member of the choir. And that was probably the person we got the badge from, in case anyone's forgotten that we brought that up earlier. And they're the elites of the healing church.
Thank you. The eye signifies the very cosmos. What does that mean?
We know how it is shaped like an eye, and the middle of the eye is space. Well, that's only the cosmos. And it's in the eye. I think it's getting at the idea of like the cosmos is like it doesn't literally mean outer space. It's like this sort of the world of like things outside of human comprehension. The idea being that like it's not necessarily like a physical place. It's like within you. If you like train yourself and your eyes can like look inward, you can see the cosmos. Like gaining insight, you can see the cosmos.
So, do you think this badge is like it's purely aesthetic, or like can it open a portal, or is this a portal, or like is there some mysticism to it?
Well, no, we were saying that like we don't actually know what the middle of it is.
Okay.
Because like the black sky eye, you can see inside that there is like a cosmos pattern. And within like a call beyond, there's like a cosmos pattern in the slug. And presumably those are actually like these weird swirling vortexes that you can see like space through. But with this badge, like we don't know, that might just be a design. It might actually be a star map. That would make more sense. Because the choir are astrologers / astronomers. So like if their badge had a map of like a star map on it, that would make sense.
Oh my god, Richie, you know what?
What?
We don't know what's on the other side of the badge, right? So it could be
If only this were Durasano.
So it could be like it's the other side is not metal, but it's like it looks the same as on this side, you know?
Yeah.
So in that case, you just gave me a visual. What if you put the badge on like a flashlight and then it's like a virtual map that appears? You know what I mean? Like in Iron Man or whatever, when he has those 3D virtual setups.
Yeah.
That would be pretty cool.
Yeah.
Okay. Could you read the next sentence?
The choir stumbled upon an epiphany very suddenly and quite by accident.
What does that mean?
Well, it tells you in the next sentence what it means.
Okay, can you read the next sentence?
Here we stand, feet planted in the earth, but might the cosmos be very near to us, only just above our heads?
So, the epiphany is the next sentence?
Yes, that's the epiphany. The sky and the cosmos are one is the epiphany.
Okay. And if you're curious about the sky and the cosmos are one, we have a podcast on that note.
Yep.
Okay. Here we stand, feet planted in the earth. But might the cosmos be very near us, only just above our heads? What does that mean?
It's the choir's whole... Is that your phone?
Yes. The choir is calling me.
They're telling you to hurry up.
like, we finished Bloodborne and new game plus 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 plus, and you're still not done with this one badge.
So the idea behind the choir is that they are astronomers / astrologers. And what they realized is that accessing this is why, like, Cosmos is like a weird, like, I don't know how you would write it, but like I spoke to Mai about it. And she's like, it says Star World. But when it says Star World, it doesn't mean like a physical world in the stars. It's like if you described like the natural world or the spirit world. That's the way it's writing it. It's like the star world. Like there's like things that are related to stars, things that are like beyond our grasp. So what the choir are doing is they're saying like the way that we tune into like the great cosmos that is also the great sea that the great ones dwell in that like leads to east and everything. And the nightmares and everything are all connected to this. The way that we tune ourselves into it is that we look at the sky. We look at the patterns of the stars and the planets that we can see above us. And we focus on those, and that's how we'll kind of tune ourselves into the world of the stars and the world of like the great ones. And that ends up like that's what happens because the whole deal is okay, this is all related to the red moon. So like they're right, like the red moon, the weird shit that goes on in the sky is what allows you to commune with the great ones. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So what they're doing is they're like tuning themselves into that, and that's why like when you go to Upper Cathedral Ward, there's that corpse that's doing make contact because it's trying to make contact with the sky. And it's why they're near the astral clock, because that's like a astrological clock that's presumably keeping track of all the different constellations in the sky. And that's why they don't want Rom defeated, because they know that Rom is holding back the red moon. And if they know that because they're so attuned to the sky that they know that the red moon will screw everything up if it's ever summoned.
Thank you, Richie.
And if you'd like to hear me explain that exact same thing, there's about 5 other ones where we go over this exact same point.
You know what I'm thinking? I just had a vision.
Sin stumbled upon an epiphany very suddenly and quite by accident.
It seems like the items can be used to clean the badge. You know? Because, like, for example... yeah, because, for example... listen to me! Don't be bully, listen! Like, if you have a stainless steel appliance, you can't just wash it with anything. You have to have, like, a special cloth, and you have to have a special spray. You know what I mean?
There's got to be an easier way. Introducing Tarnoff. So is it worth pointing out that this may be because you just moved house and bought some stainless steel appliances?
Maybe. So, think about it. Like the this thing that I'm looking at, like,
no one can see it.
2 of the things I'm looking at have like a cloth, you know, like the beast palette, and I forget the name of the other thing.
Okay, but the beast pellet and the bloodstone shards, the cloth would be covered in horrible congealed blood. You would make it worse by trying to clean something with that.
No, Richie, because at this point, I have a washer and a dryer, which I didn't have before. So I had to do my laundry in the creepy basement. And if I brought in blood-soaked rags, it would have looked creepy. But here I can do it. It's in my house. So, okay, you wash the cloth, whatever. And what you do is first you have to use, I guess, the red concoction. Yeah, you dip it in the red concoction. And then you wipe it off with one cloth. You dip it in the blue one. You wipe it off with the other cloth. Then you know how there are these like drawings and like spaces? Like if there is any dirt stuck there, you have to, I guess, before dipping in, you have to like take that dirt away from those places with a little knife. Yeah, you clean it up first, then you dip it into concoctions, then you like wipe it off with each rag after each dip, and finally, once it's like clean, you spray it with the rosmarinus to give it the extra coat of protection.
Good.
Mm-hmm.
What's next on the outline?
Well, next on the outline is nothing. I think that's it.
What?
Yeah, the last thing is... Oh no, there is one more thing. Sorry, my bad. Richie.
Yes.
What does it say in Japanese?
I don't know. I don't have it with me.
Well, get it.
Oh my god. Okay.
Thank you.
You know, we just discussed the whole, like, where I talked to Mai about what, like, Star World means and everything.
But we didn't read the whole description in Japanese.
But neither of us speak Japanese. It's going to be a slight problem.
But you always give me the descriptions in Japanese.
All right. It says proof of a member of the choir of the medical church. So, like, it says proof. That's a thing that you see a lot in the Final Fantasy games. If there'll be like this is pre achievements existing. There would be like a super boss, and when you beat it, it would just give you an item called like proof, with like the proof of like defeating Omega Weapon or like proof of defeating Shinryu or something. So that's sort of, I think that's what it's getting at. Like they call them badges, but it's more like this is like a symbol that you can do this thing. It's like a symbol of the choir. And it says like the eye is the eye is the universe. Yeah, it's just like the realization of the choir came suddenly just above our head. We're on the ground just above our head. Is that where the universe is? So there you go.
I guess that's it. Thank you, Richie. Would you like to do the outro?
That was episode 1 of Badges of Bloodborne, an 11.5-part series in which we discuss the badges of Bloodborne. If you think it sounds like runes of Bloodborne, you are correct. It is exactly the same.
And where can people find Runes of Bloodborne if they're interested in Runes of Bloodborne?
They can find it on patreon.com/SinclairLore.
And I'd like to end this podcast with something cool. On Discord, I created a section called Creator Shoutout, where creators can post... No, how would I say it, Richie?
On the SinclairLore Discord, there is a section called Creator Shoutout.
Okay, Richie, but I'll be editing it in, so you have to be enthusiastic.
Wow, Sin, you look like you have something to say. What's that? If you join the SinclairLore Discord, there's a special channel. If you are a content creator, if you post in that channel, then Sin will shout you out.
Okay, Richie, can you say the same thing, but like naturally? Actually, no, you know what, Richie? You suck at this. A Brutus?
Yes.
Hi, Brutus!
Hello.
How you been?
I was busy. I've been astral projecting.
Oh, excellent. Could you do me a little favor?
Mm-hmm, sure.
Do you know about the creator shoutout section in our Discord?
Yes, I am one of your patrons.
Oh, could you describe what the creator shoutout section is?
You go to the SinclairLore Discord, there is a special section for if you are a internet content creator and you want to post what you do there, Sin will shout you out.
Excellent. And so the first shout out goes to Autumn.
Yay!
Yay! And you know Autumn, right?
I know two Autumns. Are we talking about the Autumn that we had on?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Richie, where's the Brutus? Did he leave without saying goodbye? Okay, so shout out to Autumn.
Shout out to Autumn.
She creates awesome stuff like video games and things like that. Probably music as well. That's what she wrote. It says probably music. And you can find her work on girlsoftware.com. So yeah, big shout out to Autumn. Thank you for all your support. And actually, Autumn followed the channel before you joined, Richie.
Yeah.
Yeah, so she's double awesome.